Nigeria is one of many developing countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Within these developing countries, conditions for women and children are subpar to say the least. Living conditions are very poor and there's a struggle for every meal. Children are dying of malnutrition daily and women struggle to obtain their lawful rights. Clean water is also very scarce in Nigeria. Along with poor living conditions, the Nigerian people struggle to build a strong family structure and improve the life of their families. Within an economy built with agriculture consisting of 70% of the work in Nigeria, little can be found in new and innovative industries, causing a slow rate of development and making it difficult for families to break out of poverty.
Nigeria is one of 8 states that form the Sahel region, and because of its vast size, the impact of drought, malnutrition and disease is threatening devastating consequences.
The living conditions for families in Nigeria are anything but ideal. A typical village house in Nigeria is made up of grass, dried mud, or wood and has a roof of asbestos cement sheets, corroded metal, or thatch, such as these. These houses are shared by groups of related families, and the villages don't have plumbing or running water. Along with the horrendous village homes, the city homes are just as bad, if not worse. Only the well-off families live in what Americans would consider modern houses or apartment buildings. And a large portion of the people in the city live in the slums with unpaved streets where the houses are huts made out of mud. These huts are also made of scrap metal or anything the families can find useful for their homes. Overcrowding has been a big issue within the city since the 1960s when urbanization started.
Nigeria is an extremely poor country. The GDP, or value of all final goods and services produced within the nation, is ranked 30th, with $450,500,000,000. Although this may be the value of the country, this does not mean that this is the total amount of money brought into the economy. The GDP per capita is a better measurement of the standard of living for a country. The GDP per capita for Nigeria is equivalent to 2,700 American dollars. This puts them in the bottom 25% of all countries in the world.
For millions, this is the daily routine, a 2-hour round trip to retrieve water from a muddy well.
Many of the problems with the living conditions, economy, and even treatment of women can be linked back to the lack of a good education. The average years of schooling for Nigerians is 9 years. This number is quite low in comparison to countries like the United Kingdom and the United States, where the average years of schooling is 16 and women stay in school longer than men. The literacy rate for both countries is also 99% for men and women, as opposed to 50% literacy rate for women in Nigeria. It is safe to say that there must be a direct correlation between the education of women in Nigeria and the way that they are treated. This lack of education is most likely one of many reasons that women in Nigeria are treated poorly and do not hold positions in office. The fact that they do not hold positions in office means that the voice of women in the government is not heard, therefore the condition in which they are treated might not change for a very long time.
Maintaining the health of people is an enormous struggle for Nigerians. The main health issue for Nigerians is AIDS. Having over 3.3 million people with AIDS, Nigeria is the second most affected country in the world. Another big issue in Nigeria is malnutrition. Many poor families do not have the money or the resources in order to provide their children with a healthy diet. Also, Nigeria only has 0.395 doctors for every 1,000 people, causing many people to be unseen by medical professionals.
At Katsina General Hospital, they're seeing the effects of poor diet and malnutrition. 13-month-old Maria Aliou was brought in this morning with diarrhea and vomiting. She's quickly given treatment and will survive, but the cases keep coming. In the ward next door, we find the sickest patients, children always the most vulnerable, malnutrition causing infections and other medical complications.
They have immunosuppression, and these infections can affect the brain, can affect the heart, can affect the respiratory system, can also affect other systems. But the most common one is diarrheal disease, which is infection of the gastrointestinal system.
Nigeria is one of the poorest countries in the world, and the people are struggling to grow out of their poverty. Thanks to many worldwide groups, the struggle can show progress and promise for the future of Nigeria. Groups like UNICEF and UN Women are some of the leaders in the support efforts for the health and growth of Nigerian people. Also, programs in Nigeria led by local and state governments are being taken up to help out the people. These examples of the projects and programs involved in pushing Nigeria to become a healthier and more modern country.
Nigeria is on the come up. It is slowly growing into a more developed country, though it has a lot of drawbacks and issues to overcome. The women and children are still suffering, but there is hope for them. Programs from UNICEF and other support groups, including those that come out of Nigeria itself, are helping the country to become better and more developed.